Well, greetings and salutations, everyone. Welcome back once again, or for the very first time, to the Farts and Crap Show, where today, as per usual, it's your host Anjo here with another one-off video for you guys. Kinda because today's all about Ace Combat. And this is a series that is very near and dear to my heart, in case you guys are unfamiliar with the channel. It is one of my all-time favorites, and it all started 30 years ago, 1995. The first game in the series was released on the PS1, and it was actually called Air Combat at the time. Also, for the North American customers at least, I don't remember how they did the packaging in the other regions of the world, but it was also one of the few like big box PS1 game cases that it kind of looked like a Sega Saturn case. It was meant to be kind of on the shelf next to like VHS tapes and stuff like that. And yeah, it was before they started using the more standard jewel case sizing. But it was very impressive for the time. And like, I wasn't really big into planes or anything, but I knew Namco was onto something. And it was really interesting to see how they developed the series with the sequel and the third game. And it was one of those 3D games where you could tell they had some great ideas behind the designs, but the hardware wasn't really there yet. However, once we got the jump to the PlayStation 2, which was a massive difference, going from 32-bit hardware to 128-bit, and like DVD and like the emotion engine, and the difference was night and day. But thankfully it was a PS2, so you could also just play PS1 games on it. And there was no better console for Ace Combat ever. Still hasn't been, because on the PS2 you could play Ace Combat 4, 5, Zero the Belkin War, and also backwards compatible with the original trilogy on the PS1. Like, you could play 6 different Ace Combat games on the same system. Which, yeah, I don't think even modern platforms can say that. So, unless you had a natively backwards compatible PlayStation 3, I guess, because that could play PS2 and PS1 games, I guess. But essentially, it's just mimicking the previous hardware. And I guess PlayStation 3 had Ace Combat Infinity and Assault Horizon, I think, both of which were mixed reception by the fans, and they couldn't really recapture the magic of the the incredible entries on the PS2, which are still some of the most beloved by the fans, like Ace Combat 4, 5, and Zero the Belkin War, in my opinion, are some of the best games of its generation. So, it's got some very hot coffee here, so I'm going to intermittently enjoy it because I'm going to kind of just rant about Armored Core, the other AC series that I love, Ace Combat. So yeah, that was 1995 is when it all started. So Game Awards 2025, like very recently at the time of recording, it was the 30th anniversary of Ace Combat, going from 95 to 2025. And they showed a trailer I didn't think I would see in a very long time, but it has been 6 years since Ace Combat 7 came out in 2019. So, yeah, it's about the right amount of time to show what your next project is. And Project Aces, which is the Ace Combat team at Namco, they've always been very meticulous with their game development process. Like, some of the best like developers at Namco in my book, and Namco is like one of my favorite developers. Like, there's, I think, second favorite actually, yeah, right under FromSoft. Namco's right there, like, because they have amazing, like, the Tales of series, Ace Combat, like Katamari Damacy, like tons of amazing games. It's and that's just the things that they develop in house, like Tekken, Soul Calibur, like hits after hits of like some of my most beloved games, like period, masterful experiences. So, and they created freaking Pac-Man. Like, it's the legacy of Namco is like very, very close to, it's integral to how games were like have developed over time. And there's not a lot of companies that are still around, still thriving, still relevant that can, say that. Um so at the Game Awards, yeah, we got the Ace Combat 8, the next mainline entry in the series, which is coming, PlayStation, Xbox, Steam. Like, there's no Switch 2 version, at least not for now. Although Ace Combat 7 did get ported to the Switch 1 and apparently is like pretty decent even on that very underpowered hardware. And the other huge thing about this that is essentially confirmed is, yeah, this is huge. It's going to have a single player campaign, obviously. It's going to have online PvP. No big deal. Ace Combat 7 had that with the death matches. Not my favorite mode in the game at all. Like, I'm not a big fan. But it's finally going to have online co-op. Not only online co-op, but cross-platform multiplayer. And this is huge. This is huge because this has never happened. Like, I've heard Ace Combat 6 had some multiplayer stuff, but that was on the Xbox 360, so I've never experienced that. And I mean, technically I do have an old 360 collecting dust. I could try to find a physical copy of the game, but I'm still just holding out and waiting because, like, yeah, that 360 kind of scares me a little bit. It overheats. Like, that thing might actually start a fire if I try to play Ace Combat 6 on it. So, yeah, I don't think Ace Combat outside of that has ever had co-op, and I'm pretty sure it's never had cross-platform co-op. And that is one thing, like, say what you will about Monster Hunter Wilds, but I love Monster Hunter Wilds. And one of the reasons I love it is because of that cross-platform multiplayer. Like, I have friends that play on PC, I have friends that play on Xbox, I play on PS5, and it doesn't matter. Like, you play on your preferred platform and you can hop online, easily play together, and just enjoy the game together. And that's huge. It's massive. So, like, because it's a lot harder to kind of feel like you're engaging as like a member of the community of something if it's just a single player experience. And yes, there are like shared experiences and people that talk about things. And there are a few exceptions to that rule, like Cyberpunk 2077, for example. But nowadays, for like new games, especially for this style of game, it's it is very, and not just for this style of game, like for the new next, like the next mainline Ace Combat, this is something to get excited about, and I'll tell you why. This game, Ace Combat 7, and yeah, it was 2019. I was pretty sure. Um, this was the same year, and it's kind of sad this is happening again. Uh, Code Vein also came out in 2019. Thankfully, I was able to pick up both of them at the time. I don't think I can do that this time, but you know, if we get enough like memberships and super thanks and stuff like that, I will try to. Um, However, times are tough, you know, and I'm probably gonna have to pick one or the other. Even though we don't have a window on Ace Combat 8 yet, they just said 2026. I'm hoping we're getting some details soon. And I was gonna make a separate video about this, but Code Vein is also getting its follow up, like its sequel, the next game in the series, in January, like in just a couple weeks. And Code Vein 2 looks really good. I'm excited about it. It looks cool. Looks like a great experience. However, it's gonna be a single player experience, which I'm very disappointed about because I was 99.9% sure. Of course, they're gonna have co op. That's like one of the main themes of Code Vein. They give you NPCs to go hunt with and blah blah blah, and it's like even tied into the story of like the co-op is part of the narrative. And I feel like the NPCs are mostly there to move the plot along, but also encourage the player to not go it alone. Like it's typically the Souls-like thing is a very isolating experience. It's one against many. It's an uphill battle. It's kind of a rags to riches, like what do they call that? Not archetype, but basically archetype. There's only so many like categories of stories, and like yeah, I forget what those are called, but essentially it's like an archetype, but it's like a slightly different term for that literary style of narrative. So that, because of that style and because of like the Souls like formula, a lot of people are like, okay, I'm gonna go with this in this head canon and just like play the game by myself, even though it has multiplayer functions. Gonna play it solo, and instead of doing rags to riches, gonna beat the game like as a undead like with my starting equipment without leveling up or getting stronger. Because what is the against all odds, thing if you're more powerful than the final boss by the time you get there? you know, that's not against the odds, that's by the numbers. So it's kind of this running theme that was prevalent for many years in like as like Demon Souls and Dark Souls 1 and 2 and 3 were gaining popularity, that was the way to play the game. But then Code Vein perfectly like subverted that and was like, no, it doesn't have to be dark and moody and blah blah blah. There is hope. There are friends. There are people with good intentions. This is not even what the game is subliminally telling you. It is part of the narrative. What the game is outright telling you. And I felt like that style of like having like Louis and Yakumo and those guys like being with you, even in cutscenes and stuff like that, kind of as a placeholder for real people, because the game encourages that sort of cooperation. So and there were many, many helpful people in the Souls community that would hop on multiplayer to help with bosses, to like drop some helpful items, to like provide guidance. There's like so many things. So the games got like understood better and dissected and like really down to like broke it down to a science because of this feeling of community and camaraderie, this familial blessing that we had as like a community of gamers that can play the same thing together, although not across platforms, and not without caveats. So the fact that Code Vein, at the time of recording, Code Vein 2 isn't even out yet. And I was like 1000% on board, had the funds put away for it, was about to do the pre-order for it, and then I found out there's no multiplayer. I'm like, how? How? That's like if FromSoft announced Elden Ring 2 and immediately confirmed that there was going to be no multiplayer. Like, interest would spike like never before, and then immediately drop off to like abysmal criticism across the entire internet. There is no way they would do something like that. Period. On the other side of that coin, if with this Tarnished Edition update, FromSoft adds cross-platform multiplayer into Elden Ring when it finally drops on the Switch 2, and then all the other versions get updates, it's gonna be massive. Like, the game's already sold like what, 30 something million copies. I think they would do another 10 easily. So it's not about good game design or bad game design. It's about listening to the feedback, and not necessarily just the feedback, but what your customers want to see in your game as far as features go, as far as like things that they actually want. Not not this other stuff. It's cooperative multiplayer in certain situations, just like in a Souls-like, and using like Code Vein is a perfect example because like the game actively encourages it and is like built around it, like literally playing with a friend. Like it's essentially a two-player game and a two-player action RPG that you can, if you want to, play by yourself. And every Ace Combat game has wingmen, has other people in your squad. It like your squadron, literally. Like other pilots you interact with. Other so many people. And like swordsman, Nagase, like I was trying to think of like some of the other like characters and stuff like that, like Pops, like these are placeholders in my opinion for real people. Like yes, they're part of the narrative, but it's also part of the theme. It's part of the recurring design of painting this picture of people coming together for a common goal in like good faith and solidarity. It's part of the reason it's so comforting and why it's so welcoming, even when you're talking about these fictional situations and like that could be world ending. Like there are and Chopper. Yeah, Chopper is a great character too. Isolating the game, like not having a multiplayer when it's the style of game that actively encourages it, is a huge, like in my opinion, is a huge detriment to the game. Like I'm a huge fan of Code Vein. I love the original game. Put hundreds of hours into it, beat it probably 24 times. It's at one point I did say it was my favorite game of 2019, above this game. And Ace Combat 7 is one of the best experiences in a game. Full stop. Like Ace Combat fans pretty much across the board will tell you it's the best Ace Combat game. It's the soundtrack is incredible. The story is incredible. The gameplay is amazing. So why was Code Vein my game of the year above this game? Because this game only has PvP. And that's it. There was no other multiplayer. Like there are PvP deathmatches in this game, I think, and that's it. Like it's not going to be able to connect. I'm in offline mode right now, but Code Vein I could play with my friends. Like, and it was peer-to-peer connections. Like if both players have good internet, you can play multiplayer Code Vein like very well. And God Eater was the same way. The guys who made it was Shift. The guys who made God Eater made Code Vein, and like the God Eater games, at least 1 and 2, both the original releases with God's Eater Burst and God Eater 2 on the PSP, and then the remasters with Resurrection and Rage Burst, like some of my favorite games, period. Like, and part of that was because it was so easy to play with other people. And it was so much fun. As like something like Ace Combat 7 is kind of more of a playable movie. And like it does like what it does incredibly. So like and like Monster Hunter is kind of the same way. Like Monster Hunter has always been about the multiplayer. I don't know anyone that plays that game like it's a single player game. Like it's about teamwork, it's about community, it's about having a good time with your other hunters, and like, you know, being able to pop in, do a little bit, pop out, and still feel like you're making progress, you're having a good time, and like everyone's contributing and feeling heard and appreciated. It's not again, it depends on the style of game. Because like Cyberpunk 2077 is a good game. To bring that back again, do I think it needs multiplayer? No. Am I upset that they never added it, even though they said before the game came out that it was going to have multiplayer? Yeah. But does it need it now that it's been out for a few years? It's like became what it is now. Even though it was a mess at launch, that was hugely disappointing, but then they eventually like refined it and made it one of the most acclaimed games that even runs pretty decently on Switch too. Like, yeah, that's really good, and I don't feel like it needs multiplayer because it found its footing, you know. Like, it depends on the style of game. It really does. But this is going to be huge. Because Ace Combat has always had great music, great story, great gameplay. Like, it's kind of a trifecta game where everything I can't fault it for anything, like, except for the fact that it's a single player only experience. Like, that's it. That's really it. Like, Ace Combat 7 is one of the best games in the past decade, period. So I'm just gonna show like the first mission. I do have the game audio boosted, I'm sure you guys have noticed. And yeah, we're just gonna go into this. But long and short of it, and I haven't played this since like probably 2021, something like that. It's been a few years at least. So I'm definitely gonna be rusty, but they're really good about kind of making the tutorial part of the first mission. You know, it's like, and a lot of the Ace Combat games kind of feel similar. So I think I have a pretty good handle on it, hopefully. But just in case, I'm not going to play it on like Ace difficulty right away. But I do have other series for Ace Combat here on the channel if you guys want to check those out. Where I do go through the Ace difficulty, or I think on some of the other stuff. I think for now, I think it's just Ace Combat 5 and 7. I need to redo 4. And 0 the Belkan War, I'll redo that at some point. It's not my favorite. 4 and 5 are, aside from 7, I think the best games. But yeah, I'm not really going to be talking during this part, so hope you guys enjoy. Oh, and if you have a PSVR headset, right? I have heard the PSVR experience on this game is like one of the best if you have a PS5 and like PSVR 1 or 2 or whatever. I've heard that it is very good in that way. So if you've been looking for VR stuff, Ace Combat 7 is fantastic for that. I've heard. I don't do VR, but just to let you guys know in case you haven't, I would have been remiss if I didn't mention it. So alright, let's go ahead and get this started because we're already at 30 minutes. I ranted for longer than I expected, but yeah. Yeah, I'll save my closing thoughts for the outro, so hope you enjoy.
Does the color of the sky mean anything special to you? It does to me. A hell of a lot. When I close my eyes, the sky in my dreams is a deep, dark blue. Pilots have been in my family for 4 generations. Flying's in my DNA. Even so, my grandpa didn't want me joining the Air Force. He lost faith in the Ocean Air Defense the day my dad died in battle.
You know, Abby, I wish you could see what it's like up there. Cruising above the clouds, the dark blue of the stratosphere. Nothing beats being at the controls and seeing it from the cockpit. Look here.
Gramps tossed a magazine over to me with an article. Unmanned fighters are no longer a dream, it read. Pilots taking to the skies will soon be a distant memory.
I don't see anything good coming from that.
Know what? Lying smack dab in the middle of the desert west of here, there's a bunch of planes from the last war. Some of them have been mothballed, but most of them are just rusted piles of junk waiting to be scrapped. Gramps was really good friends with the super there, so he got to take whatever he wanted, no questions asked. That's how we got the parts to build our own plane. Now, when I say we, I mean me, my grandpa, and his old war buddies. I cut my teeth working with those geezers. They taught me their skills and some dirty jokes. But with their aging eyeballs and whatnot, I ended up having to do most of the work myself. I was at the airstrip doing some flight training when I saw it. A prototype drone. It wasn't much of a plane, more of a trash can with wings.
Laugh at it all you want, kid. But technology's always changing. If you don't keep up with it, it'll leave your ass behind.
It took 6 years and 8 months to get that engine running. And it took us another 1.5 years after that to finally get the balance of the airframe just right. I'd gone from being a little girl to, well, still a girl, just older. But now, I was all alone. Wherever the souls of my Gramps and his pals are flying, I hope it's peaceful. Then, finally, I was ready to break the sound barrier. All this plane could do was take off, accelerate, and fly up. straight up, through the clouds, higher into the sky. Dark blue. I could almost touch it. Then I saw OCS fighters. They were tailing something. A drone. They were going full out chasing that thing. Doing 30 Gs at least. Damn, I've never seen anything move that fast. It had a rose painted on it. The Erusian emblem. But that country's a whole continent away from here.
Crap. You should have been wearing a vest with this piece of junk. Should have built a deterrent too.
Is everyone here? Settle down. I said settle down. You have all been instrumental in helping to maintain peace in Yuzha as members of the International Union Peacekeeping Force. Until today. Earlier, our radar site informed us that a group of unidentified aircraft was approaching. Communication systems went down immediately afterwards. We are led to conclude that they have attacked the site. Here's your mission. It's possible that the Yuzhan ceasefire agreement has been broken for the first time in over a decade. As of today, the Fort Gray's Air Base Squadron, IUPF, has been put on high alert. All members who have been ordered to sortie, fly there immediately. Find the unidentified craft, then use your weapons to round them up and force them to land. If the hostiles counterattack, then you will...
What the hell was that? There's smoke! We're under attack. Numerous unidentified aircraft confirmed overhead. How is that possible?
The tank farm in the north has been bombed.
Many injured.
Scramble! All units, take off and eliminate the unidentified craft attacking the base. This is not a drill.
Oh. Slight spoilers. I forgot you get to keep all your aircraft. Mubbies. So, I don't want to take anything too OP. But you guys have already seen this, and this is one of my favorite aircraft ever. So the YF-23. I'm just gonna go with this. And honestly, I already had the game audio boosted, but still kind of quiet. I'm not sure why. Hypervelocity, yeah, sure. We're not gonna go into other stuff right now. I was hoping not to show any spoilers, but I mean, you guys... So yeah, initially, if you are playing this from scratch, I think you only have the F4 at the beginning. It's kind of Ace Combat tradition to start with the F4, but
Mage Squadron, aircraft preparations complete. Stand by at the front.
yeah, I'll check the audio stuff here in a second.
Radar site's still silent. Scramble. Get those birds in the sky. We're sitting ducks. What's happening? Bombers incoming. Don't know how many.
Let's clear that runway. We don't got all day here.
Mage Squadron, head to runway. Column Squadron, take off. Link to Skykeeper. Hurry, Mage Squadron. Trigger, your call sign is Mage 2. Verify and read back. Mage 2, cleared for takeoff. The situation is tight. It's a hell of a welcoming party, but we have faith in you. Good luck.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if... I'm not even sure I've played this on PS5. Like, I think the last time I played this was on the PS4 Pro. And... oh, it's just inverted? What is this? Type A, yeah, that's fine. I guess we can't change the audio in the middle of a mission. Interesting. But yeah, so far this is like beautiful, and I'm playing this in 4K. It's going to be 1440p 60 for the video, but this is absolutely gorgeous.
Troll, do me a favor and get that bird in the air ASAP.
Hear that? Column Squadron and your wingmen are airborne. Take off and form up with Mage 1.
No good. The carrier's a wreck. Our other ships are taking a beating.
Mage 2, scramble. Take off now. Mage 2, altitude restriction is lifted. Good luck.
The carrier. Whoa. Looks like the harbor's taken a lot of damage.
Can't have any more casualties. Time to stop the bullshit. Mage 2, form up with Mage 1. All aircraft, let's do this. Golem Squadron, it's go time.
Roger that.
Golem 4, understood.
This is the AWACS Skykeeper. Take down all unidentified bombers. They don't have many escorts. They hit our radars hard in the last attack. Expect the worst and stay sharp.
Wilco. Trigger, I'm your wingman. Fly with me now. That's what it means to be in an element.
Enemy bomber confirmed down. Good job, Mage 2.
Not bad, Mage 2. Trigger, switch your radar. See if you can locate the enemy. There it is, sitting there all pretty, just waiting to be taken. They're way overhead. Let's go introduce ourselves.
Harbor fuel storage is intact. It's asking for another round. All escorts form up for another attack. Point is 835.
Watch out for the support aircraft.
Rifle 3 engaging. Hold on.
Mage 2, walking.
He's mine. He's not getting away. Box 2.
Golem 2, Box 2.
Bandit sighted.
Enemy support eliminated. This should make the job easier. Destroy the target. Target confirmed down. Looking good, Mage 2. Mage 2, target's in range. Pair of bombers.
Trigger, stay calm. You got this. I know the kid's shown some promise, but let's remember, he's still barely gotten his feet wet. Trigger, don't forget your special weapon.
Walking.
That's it. It's great when it's simple.
Mage 2, target down.
We've done enough damage to the harbor, the carrier, and enemy fleet. Drop payload on installations and return to base. That's no good. Gotta eject.
Enemy bomber down. Nice going, Mage 2.
Not too shabby, Mage 2. But you still got a long way to go, kid. I'll give you some pointers back at base if you can make it in one piece. Skykeeper, this is Mage 1, over. Tally 2 bandits.
Copy that. It's a bomber and an escort.
Whoa there, Trigger. Settle down. Mage 2, maintain your element with Mage 1. Do not break off. Mage 1, make sure he doesn't do anything stupid. Wilco. Golem 2, let's maintain element.
Copy that, Commander. I've got your 6 covered, sir.
Radio.
Golem, Mage, 2 new enemy groups.
This is HQ. Attention all combat groups. Are there any drones? Verify.
Drones? Are you kidding me right now? Jesus, this is the kind of shit that really chaps my ass. UAVs? I can't tell them apart.
Target is down.
Attaboy, Trigger.
Enemy on your ass. Bandit in my sight. Locked on. I'm spiked.
Mage 2 splashed a bandit. Good work.
Mage 2, locked.
I've maneuvered behind the enemy. Harbor facilities and carrier destroyed. I'd call that mission accomplished. We've still got half our baggage. Emptying them on hangars and runways.
Mage 2's bandit confirmed down.
They can burn with their whole payload. Hesitating for a split second could be the difference between life and death. Stay sharp, think fast.
Roger that.
Mage 2, locked.
Don't let them
Mage
destroy
2,
the harbor!
missile away.
Where the hell are our fighters? The harbor is under heavy fire!
Miss. That's a miss. Target is in range of guns.
got this.
To Gollum and Mage, job well done. All bombers are down. Our radar shows no sign of bandits. You're in the clear.
Good going, Mage 2. Flight Commander looks like he's got what it takes. Let's slow down. It's just one sortie. Don't try to be a hero. I want you to make it back in one piece, you hear?
Yeah, I gotta side with the boss man on this.
Gollum Squadron, this is HQ. Did you confirm any drones?
What's the deal with all the drones?
Gollum 1, return to base and report for debriefing.
I am Princess Rosa Cosette Delise of the Kingdom of Erusia. Citizens of Erusia.
Trigger, your call sign is Mage 2. Verify and read back.
We are currently assessing the damage to the base. We have confirmed that the aircraft carrier Albatross was sunk. We know the attacking bogies were from Erusia. International Union peacekeeping force bases all over the Yusian continent were attacked in the same way. The damage is severe. Many wars are lost by failing to recover from the opening blows. That means successfully retaliating was very important. You may have turned the tides of battle here. You have our thanks.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure that was a B because it took a little bit too much time. But you know, it's been a long time. I kind of wanted to get back into the groove of it. Take some enemies, take some bogeys down with just the guns. And yeah, it still feels as good as it ever did. Like, kind of amazing, honestly. Like, not just kind of amazing, like, and freaking incredible. And yeah, there's a lot of special weapons. There's like equipable like parts to kind of like customize your jets with planes. I guess some of them technically aren't jets, so planes, yeah, aircraft, there we go. And it's one of those games where, like, I would say nothing else comes close, but it actually is kind of similar, like, in feel to like Armored Core 6. Like, there are some similarities. Like, it's high octane, like action piloting, like sim, almost like mecha. Like, you're not piloting mechs, but may as well be with some of the stuff in this game. Like, it's kind of incredible, like the size of the maps, like the intricacies, the fact that they use like the clouds, like you can actually use cloud cover in this game. It's an incredible game. Like, it's so good. And yeah, for years after this game came out, like nothing could touch it. So yeah, it's one of those things. Like, if you enjoyed Armored Core 6 and you're hoping for more Armored Core 6, this isn't exactly the same, but it definitely scratches the same itch. Like, 1000%. So, the fact that we're getting, like, we're maybe not getting Armored Core 6 DLC is disappointing, because nothing, I've said it before on this channel, but like nothing quite feels like Armored Core 6. Like, it's, as far as a focused like action sim experience game that's just like a ride, that's like cinematic, like visceral, exhilarating. Like, yeah, nothing touches it. Like, although this is very similar, and this happened, you know, this came out in 2019. Armored Core 6 was 2023, I think. So, yeah, 2023. So, like, in that time, it's, yeah, like, for a long time, this was like my other favorite IP. There was like Armored Core and there was Ace Combat, and that was it for like years and years. And they both started on the PS1. Like, this one started a little bit earlier. Actually, also like 2 years earlier. I guess it was like 4 years between 2019 and 2023, but yeah. Air Combat was 1995, Armored Core was 1997. But yeah, from the PS1 to the PS2 generation, they both had exponential leaps in like realizing their design potential, and it was amazing. Like, granted, I think Ace Combat had a little bit of a better start on the PS2 than Armored Core did, because Ace Combat 4 was like pretty early. Well, actually, they were both pretty early around the launch of the PS2. I do think Ace Combat 4 is a little bit more polished than, you know, Armored Core 4, even though they called it Armored Core 2, they were both technically the fourth game in their franchises, because Armored Core had a trilogy on the PS1, Ace Combat had a trilogy on the PS1. So, yeah, in that way, Armored Core 2 and Ace Combat 4 had some similarities. But, yeah. In recent years, this is like, yeah, it's basically, for me at least, like this and Ace Combat 7 and Armored Core 6, like, yeah, nothing else comes close, but they do have similar DNA. And yeah, highly recommend this one. I know it was on sale on Steam for like super cheap recently. It wasn't the same level of discount on PSN, although I think they haven't started their winter sale, like end of the year sale yet. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's the fact that we're getting the follow-up to this game in like 2026, which I have a feeling it'll be an early 2026 release. Probably not super early, maybe summer 2026. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, the fact that they don't have a release window yet, although Namco doesn't usually like change their release dates, so hopefully they'll have a release date pretty soon, but we'll see what happens. And yeah, I'll try to still do Code Vein 2 on this channel. Not really sure how that's going to go, and I'm still holding out hope for the Armored Core 6 DLC that was like rumored, looked like it was happening. Hopefully didn't quietly get axed. We'll see what happens. Like, there's a lot of seemingly soon releases on the horizon that I'm very much interested in doing on this channel, and a lot of them don't have release dates right now, so yeah, it's yeah, we'll see how that goes. So yeah, but thanks for being here, guys, and I do have the best of hopes for Code Vein 2, by the way. I know I sounded like kind of down on the idea earlier, but it seems like a bad call, in my opinion, to not have multiplayer. That's something I will stand by. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But thanks for being here, though, guys. Hope you enjoyed. I will more than likely be doing more of this in the near future. Probably be doing this on stream, because yeah, thankfully people are actually getting hyped for Ace Combat now, and that makes me very happy, because I've always been kind of a nerd for this series, and I've never really had very many interactions with people that actually enjoy Ace Combat. So the fact that it's kind of in the limelight now, like, makes me very, very happy, because I honestly thought it would happen a lot more because of how amazing this game was. But it was one of those releases that kind of flew under the radar. Some pun intended, unfortunately. But yeah, it receives the highest acclaim for me, my highest recommendation. Like, if you haven't played this game, like, it's incredible. And like, if it's your first game, if it is your first Ace Combat as well, like, the easy modes are very easy. Like, there's no shame in playing it on easy on your first run. If you enjoy it after beating it on easy, and like, I'm very, very confident that you will, if it is your first time around, then yeah, the higher difficulties are very satisfying and a lot of fun, and there's a lot of stuff to unlock in the game as well. Like, there's lots of aircraft and customizations for said aircraft, and it's a good time. But yeah, thank y'all for being here. Hope you enjoyed. Of course, before we get going, it's time for the outro. Special thanks, updates, all that jazz, and a very special thank you going out to the amazing people who help make it possible, the current Arts and Crap Show members, which at the time of recording is Novellis Draconis, Aaron Schick, and 97 Johnny Boy. Thank y'all so very much for choosing to support the show a bit more directly via channel membership. It vastly helps out. Very much appreciated, and it is very much optional, so you guys are extra awesome for doing so. And if you want to be incredibly awesome like these amazing people and get in on all those membership benefits, check out that join button down below. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there's no join button for you. That can happen for various reasons, but there's also a link in the description that talks about becoming a channel member that will also pull up the membership details. But yeah, long story short, membership tiers start at $3 a month. It's roughly 10 cents a day. It gets you into all the basic stuff, including getting to vote in the series that get made here on the channel via the Members' Choice polls. It's a thing we do once a month for a full week over on the membership tab, and that is how all of the series get decided. So, if you guys want to get in on that, we will have one coming up for December 2025 if you're watching this around the time of release. And it's going to be the last week of the month, which does start on the 24th, I believe. Yeah. And so it will be running up until January 1st. And it's probably going to be deciding a Retro Classic series. More than likely. I'll have to take another look at the schedule and see what's going on there. But I believe it's going to be for a Retro Classic series. And I will probably have Armored Core 2 and Ace Combat 4 as two of the options. There's always 4 options. And usually a couple of the options are, you know, stuff based on recent things on the channel, so... Coffee is almost done putting it down. It has definitely cooled off, but if you missed any of the previous Members' Choice polls, you can still vote on those. They're over on the membership tab, so... And retroactive input is considered for future polls, so even if you're just a member for 1 month, you could vote on like a bunch of those, and you're still going to be influencing the content that gets made here for quite some time. This is, however, an approximation of future announcements from the past. So if you want all the announcements as they happen and the bell doesn't work for you, I gotcha, the bell does not work for me. There are, however, 4 other ways you can stay up to date. We have the post tab here on the channel, the Farts and Crap Show Twitter, the Bluesky, and the Discord. I always post on all 4 whenever there's an announcement, so regardless of which one of those works for you, you can stay up to date. And links for those are down in the description, also on the channel banner. Yeah, that's gonna do it for now. So, thank you all once again for being here, guys. Till next time, take care, and I hope you have yourself a beautiful day. Oh, and play some Ace Combat. It's fantastic.